What's going on, YouTube? What's going on? It's your boy Steve Belcher of Urban Health Outreach Media. About to do this broadcast on emergency preparedness. If you're watching, so I'm going to be doing two simultaneous broadcasts. I'm doing a broadcast with Be Live on Facebook, and I'm going to be doing broadcasts here as well. Let me start my show on Be Live. Be seeing behind the scenes as I go. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to a special broadcast of Urban Health Outreach Media. I am your host, Steve Belcher. Today's broadcast of Sunday Morning Transplant Coffee Talk is replaced today with this broadcast. We would like to send thoughts and prayers to our kidney warriors who may be in the path of Hurricane Dorian. I am doing this broadcast simultaneously. I'm doing on YouTube as well, and I'm doing it here. So thanks for coming in today. Let me start this watch party. This is some good information on emergency preparedness. Units normally supposed to go over this, but if you just started dialysis, you may have been missed. Again, CMS has these guides preparing for emergency, a guide for people on dialysis. Let me show you my YouTube audience as well. Preparing for emergencies, a guide for people on dialysis. This booklet is available. I don't know if many people seen this booklet. So trying to find my broadcast so I can start this watch party, get everybody who may be in this path to watch this so they would know what to do as well. So again, this book, it should be at your facility. Facilities should be giving these out, especially if, all facilities should have these. But if you live in vulnerable places, this would come in handy. So I'm going to go over emergency preparedness, how to get ready for an emergency. All right. Emergency diet. That's very important, an emergency diet. If bad weather causes you to miss or delay a dialysis treatment, it is important to change your diet. If you miss your treatment, it's imperative that you don't eat the wrong things that can cause mainly elevated high potassium, which we know can cause cardiac arrest. By carefully choosing foods and portion size, an emergency diet can reduce the buildup of harmful fluids and waste products. You definitely got to watch your fluids, especially if you don't urinate. That would be really hard. Foods to limit during an emergency: meat, protein, 3 to 4 ounces daily. Milk, or milk products, a half a cup a daily. Fruits and vegetables, 3.5 cup servings. No, 3 half-cup servings. Okay. And fluid, 2 cups daily. Now, let me go back over this again. Foods to limit, is different, okay? So this is just a general guideline, and so you can go from this. But everybody's different. Some people still urinate. Some people still got kidney function. Some people don't urinate. Some people don't have kidney function. So everybody's different. So this is just a benchmark to go by. Foods to limit during an emergency: meat. If you eat meat, okay, or the protein, 3 to 4 ounces daily. If you drink milk or you have something that has milk products in it, a half a cup a day. If you eat fruits or vegetables, they say 3 half cups servings, and then fluid, 2 cups daily. That's a small amount, but you got to consider what's going on. Some people say, I can't just have 2 cups of fluid a day. So that's something to think about, especially if you're in hot weather, where, it's hot, you're thirsty. Okay, emergency food, beverage, and tableware. So you want 3 days worth of water. You want plastic utensils, cups, and plates. And they got canned and prepackaged food. But again, everybody's different. And you got to watch the sodium, because if these canned or prepackaged foods are high in sodium, that's going to make you thirsty. And if you're thirsty, you're going to drink more water. So they got canned and prepackaged foods, 3 days worth. They got Rice Krispies, Star Kiss, chunk white tuna, the Mott's products, maybe if it's applesauce or fruit cup, graham crackers. I said the Rice Krispie treats, maybe some peanut butter, pear halves, and silk almond milk. That comes prepackaged. Things to pack in a ready to go bag. Now, if you got to go, if you got to vacate or no, evacuate. If you got to evacuate where you're at and you're on dialysis, you want to have a ready to go bag. I mean, they suggest everyone have a ready to go bag, but for people on dialysis, you want to have this packed just in case, even if you got to go to the hospital. So the things to pack in a ready to go bag. Number one, you want to make sure you have that phone and charger. Okay. You want to make sure you have that phone and charger, and also have a backup charger, one that can, like a booster. You want to have an emergency blanket. You want to have a warm blanket. You want to have first aid supplies. You want to have a map of the local area, a whistle. You want to make sure you have some cash, clothes, and most important, your medicine. That's the number one thing. If you're a transplant recipient, you definitely want to make sure you have your medicine. You can't miss a dosage with that. Emergency lighting supplies. Make sure you have candles, matches, a lighter, batteries, flashlight, and glow sticks. You can get glow sticks offline or Home Depot, Lowe's. Make sure you get enough batteries, definitely. Double A, C batteries, depending on your flashlight and what you have. So here's some additional useful items to have during the emergency. Extra bandages, face mask, can opener, a pocket knife, paper towels, toilet paper, a radio, and hand wipes. And I even suggest hand sanitizer as well. Disinfecting water during an emergency. This is very important. You want to have a measuring cup, you want to have bleach, and you want to have a medicine dropper. Disinfecting water. Bring water to a rapid boil for 15 minutes, okay? Or 1 quart water, and then you add 2 to 4 drops of bleach. for 1 gallon water plus 8 spoons of bleach. So you're moving it up. The larger the water, okay, the more water, the more bleach, but they're going to a teaspoon instead of a dropper. So again, disinfecting water during an emergency, you want to make sure you have a measuring cup, bleach, and a dropper, a medicine dropper. For disinfecting water, bring water to a rapid boil for 15 minutes. Or for a quart of water, you want to add 2 to 4 drops of bleach. For a gallon of water, you want to add 8 to 16 drops of bleach. And then for 5-gallon water, you want a half to 1 teaspoon of bleach. Be prepared. That was just a short list of items, but this book, I encourage you to get it. I encourage you. Very, very good resource. It's a guide for people on dialysis. It pretty much goes in more detail of what I just talked about. This is the information that I talked about was from here. This is one of the large organizations. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Alvin. Keep hurricane package you at all times. Yep. It's definitely necessary, man. This book, this is a great book. And very it's not technical, okay? It tells you back here how to disinfect water. Go to YouTube. You can see here in this book, it shows you how to disinfect water. And also, it also talks about how to get off dialysis and the emergency evacuation. We talked about this. We talked about this. Care of your access, right here. Care of your access in an emergency. If you have a catheter, what to do. We that's what I'm saying. This information is good, and if you don't know this, what would you do if you was in dialysis, okay, or if you was at home doing home dialysis and something happened where your power got knocked out or anything and you couldn't pump your blood back? Do you know how to disconnect yourself? That's very important. Do you know how to, and this book talks about it, how to get off a dialysis machine in an evacuation. It also talks about, it has a 3-day diet plan, okay? 3-day emergency diet plan. If you can't get on Facebook, go to our YouTube. We also broadcasting from there. But 3-day diet plan. So if you know about a 3-day diet plan and you can see the stuff they want, and if you don't like it, you can find things that are compatible or you can use instead of that. And it says here, if you are a diabetic, avoid the sweets in this diet plan. However, have some high sugar content foods like hard candies in case you go low with too little sugar in your body. If you're a diabetic and you had to evacuate, are you going to think about stuff like that? This book talks about it, or this pamphlet. So let me give you day one of a 3-day emergency diet plan from this book from CMS. For breakfast, it talks about cereal and fruit for breakfast. A half cup milk or mix 1/4 cup evaporated milk with 1/4 cup distilled water from sealed containers or disinfected water. 1 box of cereal, single serving, no Raisin Bran. 1 tablespoon sugar. A half can, 2-ounce can peaches, drained. For a morning snack, vanilla wafers or graham crackers. Sour balls. For lunch, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. 2 slices of bread, 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons of peanut butter or 2 teaspoons and 2 teaspoons of jelly. A half cup of canned pears drained, 4-ounce, half cup pre-made powdered fruit drink. Afternoon snack, they got marshmallows, 10, half can applesauce. For dinner, they say chicken sandwich, 2 slices of bread, half can, 2-ounce can low sodium chicken, 2 tablespoon mayonnaise, a half cup can low sodium carrots drained, and a half cup cranberry juice. And then for an evening snack, jelly beans, 10, vanilla wafers, 5, or graham crackers, 1.5 squares. So this is some of the information they have in here. They're saying that this diet plan is not a substitute for dialysis. You should make every attempt to get to dialysis within 3 days. But if it takes longer, be sure to continue the 3-day emergency diet plan until you get to your dialysis treatment. So it says the meals can be stored and prepared with little or no refrigeration. That's important because if your power is knocked out or you don't have any refrigeration, then at least you know these foods are good. If your refrigerator is still working, use fresh milk, meat, and poultry in the amounts listed in the diet. Your food may stay fresh for a few days if your refrigerator is not working. If you limit the times you open its door, use the fresh food first before you start to use the canned food. How many people knew that? If you're on dialysis, did you know that the meals can be stored and prepared with little or no refrigeration? If your refrigerator is still working, use fresh milk, meat, and poultry in the amounts listed in the diet. Your food may stay fresh for a few days if your refrigerator is not working. If you limit, that's the number one word, limit the times you open its door. Use the fresh foods first before you start to use the canned food. 1 egg or 1 ounce of meat that has been kept at a safe temperature can be switched for 2 tablespoons of peanut butter or 1 ounce of low sodium canned meat. I'm not eating no canned meat. I'm sorry, man. That spam that you seen that canned chicken breast they sell in the dollar stores, man, that shit looks whack. I'm telling you. And also they have stuff that I didn't talk about in this guide right here from CMS. It says for your emergency medication list, we already talked about the first aid kit, 5 to 7 days supply of all your medicines. Okay, 5-day supply of antibiotics if you use peritoneal dialysis and recommended by your doctor. That means have an order. Um, Diuretics, fluid pills, sorbitol, and K-Xlate for potassium control. Now, K-Xlate and sorbitol is something that you drink, and what it does, it makes you go to the bathroom, and it binds the potassium in the stool so you can eliminate the potassium out of your body. Also, if you are a diabetic, 5 to 7 day supply of syringes, 5 to 7 day supply of insulin. Keep cool, but do not freeze. Best kept refrigerated, but will keep at but will keep at room temperature for up to 1 month. 5 to 7 day supply of glucose monitoring supplies like lancets and alcohol wipes. If you use a glucose meter, has spare batteries, that's where the batteries come in, and test strips. If you have heart disease, 5 to 7 day supply of all blood pressure, heart, or anti-clotting medication. Now, with the way or what the prices are for insulin, it's going to be hard to have 5 to 7 day supply if you don't have a lot of money. I mean, we got people on here who can't afford insulin that's dying. And if you're in this path of this hurricane and you're diabetic and you take insulin, do you have enough? How do, I mean, this is just ridiculous. So if you have type 2 diabetes and you on insulin and insulin is starting to cost, that should be enough right there to change your mindset to reverse diabetes type 2 so you don't have to take insulin. That right there should be enough motivation. The high cost of insulin, to exercise, eat right, so you don't have to pay for it. What do you say, YouTube? This is absolutely ridiculous. So we talked about emergency supply list if you have to evacuate, and it's just something you should have as well. And I need to have it myself, okay? Because we're not, you know, we can get hurricane, bad weather, might have to evacuate. So I'm. But here was some more stuff that they talk about in this book. I mean, this pamphlet for emergency supply list. So I said paper towels, knives, spoon, forks, dropper, measuring cups, pack of plastic cups, candles, styrofoam bowls, matches, can openers, manual, baby wipes, or baby wipes. What's that? Lysol type wipes, sharp knife, flashlight batteries. We talked about that. Scissors, garbage bags, plastic jugs for storing water, one small bottle of household chlorine bleach, piece of cloth, cheesecloth, or handkerchief, a strainer, extra pair of eyeglasses in case first pair breaks, a radio with batteries. Absolutely. Talked about that. Jelly, vanilla wafers. We talked about that. Now, if you're at home, all right, if you're at home and you got to evacuate or leave, and you do in-center hemodialysis, make sure your dialysis center has your correct street address and phone number in case they need to contact you. That's very important. Make sure these units that you may go to for treatment have updated contact information. Make arrangement for backup transportation to your dialysis facility. What if you can't get there? Your car breaks down, something happens, and it renders you not able to get to treatment. So you want to make sure you have somebody that you can rely on. I've been seeing some stories lately popping up about people with chronic diseases losing their friends they had before chronic disease. And that may be so, but you have to, even if it's another warrior, if you can find another warrior near you that maybe y'all could depend on each other. But you have to find backup arrangements, a buddy system if you're by yourself. Now, I think that's a good idea, something that I didn't even think about before. They have people like peers who come in and talk to warriors when they first get on dialysis. You can have like a warrior's buddy chain outside the unit to make sure people in that network are good, just in case something like this happens. Get information about other dialysis facilities in your area. Man, let me tell you, there's so many damn dialysis units popping up, especially in urban areas, that you're not going to have a problem getting treatment, okay? You won't. I mean, if it gets to that point, you could just walk in. If you're a DaVita patient, all they got to do is look you up in the system. I mean, if it gets to that point, but yeah, contact the facility to be sure they can treat you if an emergency occurs and you cannot use your regular facility. So if you get home dialysis, it's imperative to contact your water and power company ahead of time to register for special priority. Again, if you do home dialysis, contact your water and power company ahead of time to register for special priority to restore your lost services. Keep their phone numbers up to date and easy to find. Keep a flashlight. I talked about that. Keep a flashlight and batteries near your dialysis machine. What if you're on dialysis and a storm comes while you're on and knock out the power? What if you don't have the money for a generator or backup? What are you going to do? What do you do in that instant moment? Okay, when just you didn't even know this was coming, and something just comes out of the blue and knocks the power out, and you're on your treatment. Do you know how to return your blood? What are you going to do next if you can't see? What if all your lights? Imagine this: you're on dialysis at home. All of a sudden, where you're at, you have the light which is on the wall, and you don't have no lamp, okay, and you're maybe in your bed or a chair away from the light switch, okay, and the power goes off. The machine shuts down, it's pitch black. What do you do? If somebody is watching this broadcast and you're doing home dialysis, if this ever happened to you and you got through it, tell me what you done. Because this is some of the stuff you got to think about and be mindful of. That's why you got to have a flashlight right near you, even if it's just sitting there. Okay, even if it's just sitting there. and you never use it. You just never know. That one time you had that flashlight, you reach down, you know where it's at, you pull it up, you cut it on, you assess the area, okay? You look at the machine and you implement what you know about emergency takeoff, okay? Can you reach your clamps, okay? You got the clamps on, depending on your machine, okay? You got your clamps that's on the needles, or however you dialyze, you clamp them, you clamp the lines to the machine, disconnect, you got your flashlight, you get up and you do what you can do to restore lighting. Okay, that's why you got to have candles. Okay, so all this kind of plays into comes into full circle. Even if it's not a hurricane or a big storm, but if the power goes out, it's good to have many candles so you can light them and light up the room. If you use chronic ambulatory peritoneal dialysis, CAPD, what are you going to do? If you use an ultraviolet device, keep the battery charged at all times. The battery pack shall last for 3 days. Keep a 5 to 7 day supply of peritoneal dialysis supplies at home. Okay. Check the expiration dates and replace as needed. They suggest every 6 months. So if you use a cycler, you may want to purchase a gasoline powered generator that makes 110-volt AC alternating current. Or this is a big one. If you have a car, you can run your cycler off the cigarette lighter. How many people knew that? YouTube. How many people knew if you were on a cycler that you could run your cycler off your cigarette lighter? I'm sorry, yeah, the cigarette lighter in your car by using a 12-volt DC to a 110-volt AC inverter available at electronic stores or Amazon. You might as well just say Amazon, okay? Go to Amazon and you can get this stuff. If the car is in a garage, make sure there's plenty of fresh air and good ventilation. I repeat, I repeat, and we hold no liability for anyone who do the opposite. I repeat, if you use a car to power your cycler, okay, and if it's in a garage, make sure there is plenty, make sure that door is open, plenty of fresh air and good ventilation. In fact, I advise you to have the car outside in your driveway and have maybe an extension cord or some type of device where you can extend it where you can be in a house and that can be outside. Also keep a 5 to 7 day supply. If you learn how to do a manual CAPD, you will not need a generator or inverter. So if you know how to do this manually, you can just forget all the rest of that and do it manually. If you lose power and don't have a generator, switch from CCPD to manual. This is another way that you can do this. Okay, make sure you have a medical emblem, which you can get from your social worker or a medical alert company or the National Kidney Foundation. And make sure you have a list of medications. This is in this book too. You can write it down, almost like a booklet you can keep with you. You can write information in here about your medicines. Medical history, insurance information, medical history. So this is a good book. Helpful tips in an emergency, travel tips, gives you steps to prepare for an emergency, medical emblem, 3-day emergency supply, how to disinfect water, how to get off the emergency. So stuff you need to know, man. This is a good book. And, you know, it's not copyrighted. Oh, you can get, it says for additional copies, contact your local ESRD network. A listing is provided on page 34. Let me see. It's not on here. It says this is page 34. It's blank. Page 34. But ask your social worker what network, ESRD network, you're in at your facility and tell them that you want to get this book from CMS, Preparing for Emergencies, a guide for people on dialysis. So, all right, guys. So, again, to our fellow warriors that may be in the path of Hurricane Dorian, our thoughts and prayers are with you. I hope you were able, if you watched this broadcast, were able to get some information that can help you, especially if you're on dialysis, home dialysis, outpatient hemo, CCPD or CAPD. We hope this broadcast helped, and we look forward to hearing how everyone made it through if you're in this storm's path. Please keep us updated, and we will continue to keep you in our prayers. With that, signing off, Steve Belcher, Urban Health Outreach Media. Join us tonight, 8 to 8:30 p.m. for the Lisa Baxter Show, right here on Urban Health Outreach Media. Stay safe, stay blessed and encouraged. God bless. Hey, YouTube, thanks for watching. Um, if you're in the path of this Hurricane Dorian and you're a kidney warrior, stay safe, guys. I hope you was able to get something out of this broadcast that can help you in this time. Again, if you go to outpatient dialysis, check with your social worker to see what ESRD network you're in, or you can look up or you can Google ESRD networks and they'll tell you and break it down by region and states, what network covers what state, or you can possibly reach out, email, and ask them for one of these. Very good booklet if you're on dialysis, and you know, gotta have information. Knowledge is power. So with that being said, thank you, YouTube. Thanks for watching. Join us tonight for the Lisa Baxter Show on Urban Health Outreach Media Network Facebook page. I may broadcast, well, no, I may do another broadcast tonight, so stay tuned, YouTube. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Peace.